When you wake up in the morning and reach for your wallet, you are not just touching an object, you are touching your relationship with wealth. Most people think money luck is random, like the wind, but wealth flows toward those whose inner world is prepared to receive it. From January 2026, I want you to look at your wallet as more than leather and stitching. Its color, its energy, and the intention behind it can act like a magnet, not because of magic, but because everything in your life reflects the state of your mind. And when the mind is aligned with abundance, opportunities begin to recognize you. When we speak about wealth, most people immediately think of numbers, figures, bank balances, and investments. But before wealth ever appears in those places, it exists first as a state of mind. And this is where so many people misunderstand abundance. They think money is something they must chase, hunt, or desperately hold on to, yet the more they chase it, the further it seems to move away. The wallet you carry each day is not the source of your wealth. It is simply a mirror reflecting the relationship you already have with prosperity inside yourself. So when you reach for it, I want you to notice not just what is inside, but the thoughts and emotions that arise with it. Some people open their wallet and immediately feel tension. They see what is missing, not what is present. They live in a silent conversation of fear. Will there be enough? What if I lose what I have? This mindset slowly closes the heart, and when the heart closes, opportunities feel unwelcome. Wealth does not like to stay where it is feared, but when your inner world begins to shift toward gratitude and calm, the wallet no longer feels like a point of stress. It becomes a symbol of readiness, not greed, not desperation, simply readiness. This means that abundance is not about luck or being chosen or waiting for something magical to happen. It is about aligning your mind with clarity and purpose. When you begin each day recognizing what you already have, even if it is small, you train your mind to notice growth instead of absence, and the mind follows what it repeatedly notices. If you constantly focus on lack, you will find evidence of lack everywhere. But if you cultivate appreciation, you begin to perceive opportunities that were always there, but previously unseen. Your wallet then becomes a quiet training ground. Every time you open it, you are practicing a way of thinking. You are either building trust or feeding worry. You are either reinforcing scarcity or strengthening abundance. This is why the external object is secondary. The real work is internal. And when the inner environment becomes peaceful, disciplined, and respectful toward money, your actions naturally become wiser. You spend more consciously. You save more intentionally. You give with more sincerity. Wealth grows in that type of soil, not in chaotic minds filled with craving. So from this perspective, the color or material of the wallet is not about superstition. It is about creating alignment between your inner state and your daily environment. A simple object becomes a reminder to pause, to breathe, to remember that true wealth does not begin in the hands. It begins in the mind that guides them. Most people believe that color is only decoration, something nice for the eyes but nothing more. Yet color communicates directly with the mind without needing words. Think about how you feel when you look at a calm ocean, or a dark stormy sky, or a burning sunset. Your breath changes, your posture changes, your thoughts slow down or speed up. This is because color speaks the language of the nervous system. It shapes how we feel, and how we feel shapes the decisions we make. So when it comes to something as personal and symbolic as your wallet, the color you choose becomes part of your daily mental environment. Every time you open your wallet, that color meets your eyes. Over months and years, this repeated encounter gently programs your subconscious. If the color creates feelings of tension, aggression, or instability, then the way you relate to money may slowly become restless and reactive. You may spend impulsively, chase short-term gains, or worry constantly about losing what you have. But a color that reflects calmness, grounding, and trust supports a different internal attitude. That same wallet now becomes a reminder to act with clarity rather than emotion. This is not magic. This is awareness training. Most people live unconsciously, allowing objects, habits, and surroundings to influence them without noticing. But when you become aware, even a small detail like color turns into a tool. If your wallet constantly reminds you of stability, patience, and growth, you begin to embody those qualities. And when your character changes, your financial life naturally follows. Wealth is not only about earning, it is about the state of mind behind each choice you make. Color also carries symbolic meaning across cultures and history. Some colors signal strength and authority, others represent purity, humility, or transformation. When you choose a color that symbolizes growth and abundance, you are not trying to attract luck through superstition. You are simply aligning your inner world with a positive message. Repetition strengthens belief. Belief shapes behavior. Behavior shapes destiny. So the color becomes a silent coach, reminding you who you want to be in your relationship with money. And beyond the symbolism, the very act of consciously choosing your wallet color moves you from reaction to intention. Instead of drifting through life, you begin to design the small details. This builds discipline. It sharpens awareness. It reminds you that your financial reality is not separate from your spiritual, emotional, and mental life. Everything is connected. How you spend, how you save, how you value what you have. All of this grows from the soil of your inner state. So when you look at your wallet from now on, don't just see an accessory. See a companion on your path toward abundance. Let its color remind you to stay calm, grounded, and purposeful. Because when your environment supports your mindset supports your future. When we speak about choosing a wallet color for wealth luck in 2026, it is important to understand that this is not about superstition or wishing for miracles. It is about symbolism, psychology, and energy. The color I recommend is a deep earth tone green, like dark emerald or forest moss. This shade carries the quiet presence of nature. It is the color of trees that grow steadily, season after season, without rushing. It is the color of life, renewal, nourishment, and natural expansion. When you carry this color daily, you are not trying to force wealth to appear. Instead, you are gently guiding your mind toward a state of growth and stability. Green has a grounding effect. It calms the nervous system, encourages patience, and reminds you that true abundance is built slowly and consciously. Unlike bright or flashy tones that stimulate craving or competition, deep green carries dignity. It is humble but powerful. It does not scream for attention. It simply exists with quiet confidence. And that is the same attitude required for long-term financial success. People who chase quick gains often burn out or fall into chaos. But those who root themselves like a tree, staying patient and consistent, naturally expand over time. When you open a green wallet, it is like opening a miniature garden. You are reminded that money is not something to be squeezed or controlled. It is something to be nurtured. Seeds do not grow faster when you pull on them. Wealth does not grow faster when you panic. Growth happens when there is stability, nourishment, and trust in the process. Each time you see that color, you are reminded to slow down, breathe, and make decisions from clarity instead of fear. And there is another layer to this. Green represents balance. It sits in the middle of the color spectrum, not extreme, not loud, not withdrawn. Financial balance works the same way. Spend, but not recklessly. Save, but not out of fear. Invest, but not blindly. Share, but not to impress others. The dark emerald wallet becomes a symbol of centeredness. It reminds you that wealth is not about accumulation alone. It is about harmony with yourself, your responsibilities, and your future. So from January 2026, when you choose this color, let it be intentional. Don't just carry it in your pocket. Carry the lesson it represents. Carry patience. Carry awareness. Carry gratitude. Let this green wallet be a silent teacher that walks with you each day, reminding you that true wealth does not rush, does not panic, and does not chase. It grows slowly, steadily, and with quiet strength. And when your life begins to reflect that same steady growth, you will understand that the color was never magic. It was a mirror of the person you were becoming. If you really want to understand your relationship with wealth, don't just look at your income or your lifestyle. Look at your wallet. Not the brand, not the price, but the way it is treated. Many people carry wallets stuffed with wrinkled bills, faded receipts, expired cards, and forgotten scraps of paper. When you open it, there is chaos. And this chaos is not an accident. It reflects the inner state of the person carrying it. A cluttered wallet reveals a cluttered relationship with money. It shows lack of presence, lack of awareness, and often a lack of respect for the energy that wealth represents. Order on the outside supports order on the inside. When your wallet is tidy, simple, and organized, it strengthens qualities like discipline, clarity, and calm decision-making. These are the real foundations of financial success. Wealth does not simply belong to the lucky, it belongs to those who are consistent, conscious, and intentional. So when you begin to care for your wallet, you are not worshipping money. You are training your mind. You are reminding yourself that every note, every card, every transaction deserves awareness. Think of someone who treats their wallet with respect. Their notes are aligned. The inside is clean. Only necessary items are carried. When they open their wallet, there is space. This may look like a small habit, but small habits create character. A person who lives with order in small things usually lives with order in bigger things as well. They plan better. They save with purpose. They spend with mindfulness. They do not chase pleasure or panic over loss. Their relationship with wealth is steady because their inner world is steady. On the other hand, when your wallet becomes a storage box for forgotten items, the message to your mind is very different. It tells you that money arrives without intention and leaves without awareness. It trains you to be reactive instead of deliberate. And over time, this creates stress, not because of the amount of money you have, but because of the way you relate to it. The disorder outside feeds the disorder inside. So begin with something simple. Empty your wallet. Keep only what you truly need. Align the notes. Remove unnecessary clutter. Make it light. Make it clear. And as you do this, notice what is happening inside you. You may feel more grounded, more conscious, more respectful toward the energy of wealth. This is awareness in daily life. No rituals, no superstition, just presence. Your wallet should not be a symbol of status. It should be a symbol of intention, a quiet reminder that wealth responds to structure, that abundance prefers simplicity, that clarity attracts opportunity. There is a very important truth to understand on this path. An object only has the meaning you give to it. A wallet by itself is just material, leather, fabric, stitching. It does not possess power on its own. But the moment you place intention into it, the moment you treat it with awareness, it becomes a tool. Not a tool for superstition, but a tool for training the mind. Many people think that simply changing the color of their wallet will magically bring more wealth into their lives. But if their thoughts remain fearful, careless, or greedy, nothing changes. The outer world can only rearrange itself when the inner world begins to transform. So the practice is this. Use your wallet consciously. Each time you place money inside, do it with gratitude. Feel thankful not only for the amount, but for the ability to receive. Gratitude softens the heart. It replaces anxiety with trust. When the heart is soft, decisions become wiser and more aligned. And when money leaves your wallet, allow it to go without fear. Understand that money is meant to move. Just as breath flows in and out, wealth also circulates. Trying to cling tightly to money creates tension, and tension blocks growth. But when you release it with calmness and responsibility, you create space for new abundance to arrive. This attitude changes everything. Your wallet becomes a meditation object that you interact with daily. It reminds you that wealth is not your identity, not your security, not your worth. It is simply energy that flows through your life. Sometimes it increases, sometimes it decreases, but your center remains steady. When you stop worshipping money and begin respecting it instead, your choices become clearer. You no longer chase meaningless purchases to fill emotional gaps. You no longer panic during uncertainty. You begin to act from stability rather than impulse. Intention also builds discipline. If you hold your wallet with care, you naturally begin to manage your finances with more awareness. You track what comes in and what goes out. You think before spending. You save not out of fear, but out of wisdom. And you give not to impress others, but from a place of generosity. This is how wealth, luck, truly grows. Not from chance, but from alignment between thought, action, and energy. The beautiful thing is that this transformation does not require loud effort. It is quiet, subtle, gentle. Day by day, intention strengthens the mind, and the mind shapes destiny. So let your wallet be a reminder of consciousness, a reminder that you are not chasing wealth, you are cultivating balance, you are cultivating clarity, you are cultivating respect for the flow of life. So when we finally talk about wealth luck, many people imagine something mysterious, something controlled by destiny or external forces beyond their reach. They believe some people are simply blessed, while others are forgotten. But the truth is much simpler and also much more empowering. Wealth luck is not only about fate. It grows out of your habits, your mindset, your emotional stability, and the energy you cultivate in daily life. The wallet, the color, the symbols, these are only reminders. The real power lies in the person who carries them. A person who constantly complains about money, who feels like a victim, who believes the world is against them, slowly closes the door to opportunity. Not because life is punishing them, but because their mind cannot recognize possibility when it appears. Another person may have the same challenges, but responds differently. They stay calm, they stay disciplined, they continue learning, improving, adjusting. This presence and clarity makes them magnetic. People trust them. Opportunities are drawn to them. This is what many call luck, but in reality, it is alignment. Wealth does not grow in chaos. It grows in clarity, and clarity comes from stillness, awareness, and responsibility. When you begin to treat your finances with presence instead of fear, you naturally improve your choices. You think long-term, you avoid unnecessary drama, you take care of what you already have, you give when appropriate and receive with gratitude. Slowly, your life becomes more stable. That stability begins to attract abundance in natural ways, not rushed, not forced, simply allowed. So the wallet color, especially the grounding green we spoke about, is like a training tool. It gently reminds you to stay steady, to grow like a tree, not like a firework, to trust the process instead of chasing quick wins. But if you change the wallet without changing the mind, nothing changes. If you want true wealth luck, work first on your awareness. Notice your emotions when money comes. Notice your reactions when it goes. See where fear controls you. See where generosity liberates you. This is inner cultivation, and then make small, consistent changes. Clean your wallet, spend with intention, save with clarity, invest in your growth. Surround yourself with environments and people that cultivate wisdom rather than pressure. Over time, these small actions develop a powerful inner magnet. Not a mystical one, but a psychological and energetic one. You become the kind of person wealth feels safe staying with. Calm, respectful, balanced, conscious. This is real abundance, not loud, not showy, not desperate, just steady growth like nature itself. And when your inner and outer worlds finally align, you no longer chase wealth. It begins to quietly find its way to you.